Hello and shalom. And thank you for coming. If you're watching this, well, you probably know who I am. For those of you just tuning in, my name is Adam Newman. I'm Jared Leto. I play Adam Newman in WeCrashed.
Hi, I'm Lee Eisenberg, the creator and showrunner of WeCrashed, and this is how I did it.
And this is how I did it. I didn't catch your name.
Am I going to tell the mesh-wearing stranger who just followed me onto an elevator my name? No, I'm not.
From the beginning, we had Jared and Annie in mind. And so when we finished the script, gave it to Apple, and they were interested in kind of moving forward on it, we had our agent submit it to both of them, and surprisingly, both of them agreed to Zoom with us.
Won't you go on a date with me?
I don't date, thanks.
I like that the story was so recent and relevant. That was something pretty interesting. I'd never really done anything like that before, a story that was so current. And I like the idea that it was, we looked at this, a guy, an immigrant who came to this country and built a company from nothing into a $47 billion empire. We look at his successes and the failures, and the more I dug into it, the more fascinated I was. The starting salary for a college graduate in New York City is $41,000. After taxes, $29,000.
With Jared, he said, Adam's superpower is his words. You need to give me more. Longer speeches. Every scene, just make them bigger, make them longer.
I never had this much dialogue in anything I've ever done before, so it was a big challenge.
It was just pages and pages of dialogue, and I felt so bad. I mean, on the page, it was so exciting, and when we'd rehearse with him, he'd kind of read it back to us, and it was like, oh my God, this is so alive. And then we get to the meat of the day, and every day was that, and it was just so exhausting. I couldn't even imagine that he pulled it off.
A lot of work, a lot of rehearsal. You go over it, and over it and over it and over it until it becomes just a part of who you are. There's a new generation out there, and it's big. You understand? And they don't think like their parents, they don't dress like their parents, they don't work like their parents. Why would they want their parents' offices? That was a pretty pivotal moment. It was, an example of Adam's mastery around selling his vision to people.
And I think that being up on stage in front of thousands, tens of thousands of people as a rock star conditions him to be very comfortable doing that. And so that's why he was always the perfect Adam Newman for us.
A lot of preparation goes into those speeches because, of course, he's referencing his childhood, and you have to have an understanding of the circumstances and, the history of the character. WeWork is not just a company. It's a movement.
We read every article that exists about them, listened to every podcast, and watched every YouTube video. We had researchers. The actors had their own research done. We spoke to college friends of theirs, ex-roommates, to really get a 360-degree view of these people.
For me, it was. I'm glad that I had this kind of top secret meeting with him. I found them to be really warm, kind, considerate people with a giant family. They had all kids running all over the place, and this is something that's really still fresh. Like when we shot this, it was something that was still unfolding, and it still is. And we're making a project about this guy's greatest successes and his greatest failures. So I came in with a list of questions, things that I wanted clarity on. I got a chance to see him move and talk in person, and that's invaluable. Who is going to run this company? Is it him? Miguel? Kyle was just the perfect partner. He was just a great collaborator and really up for anything. And I think we had a bit of a love affair creatively. We were kind of two peas in a pod, and I was always excited to work with him. What about you? A yoga teacher? You're going to make the world a brighter, shinier place by teaching a bunch of bored Upper East Side housewives how to smell their own buttholes?
We shot that in Midtown, New York.
And there was a lot of pressure because, of course, it was the first time that we spent time together. It was the first time that we were going to, I had an opportunity to get to know this person that I was so interested in. It was an intense scene just because you knew there's something about that meeting, about that date, kind of sparked the rest of their lives. So there was a lot at stake.
And you watch how what could have been a very nice lovely date between two people that will end up together is a train wreck.
I get paid $1 per student.
Like a stripper. And I'll get the check.
There was a lot of pressure, but it was a really fun scene. There was a lot of great dialogue. Fortunately, we had the time to do what we needed to.
That took 6 hours to shoot, but ended up being about 3 minutes of screen time.
And just, both of us as actors, I think it was the first time we were really gonna dive in deep in that way.
Do you know what the
Even
world has a
know
lot
about
of babies?
or
And do you
women's
know what
footwear
babies
for
always
that
need?
matter.
And more importantly,
Clothes.
why do you care?
Want to get out of here? He's a fascinating character, and it's my job to find empathy, to find a common ground and a place where you connect and understand.
Has Adam Newman, have you heard from him? Has he seen the show?
I don't know. I hope everyone has seen the show. I hope that Adam Newman's seen it and told his friends to watch it.